Namaste, Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to MMK The Eagle View. Today we are going to discuss a very important and interesting topic. So when we speak of war, all we remember is the borders, the military, the missions, the guns, the rockets and the missiles and the aircrafts. So as we progressed, like the first generation warfare, the humans fought hand to hand. So whoever was stronger, who had better combat skills, had won the war. Then came the bow and arrow. So even a weaker guy, but with a good skill of using the bow and arrow, could knock off his enemy. And then the weapons and the warfare together changed, and today we are at a completely an electronic era where it is more becoming non-contact warfare. It's about missiles. It's about reaching places which is like 5,000 kilometers away, 10,000 kilometers away. So the warfare is getting modernized. It is getting more network-centric. So in this context, there is one space which is very important in terms of warfare. Mostly we don't realize, and we get this news in bits and pieces, but we don't understand the gravity of it. That's called cyber warfare. Now, practically no human being on earth, at least 90%, are alone. We are not a standalone. We are not living in a standalone world. Everything is connected in the internet. Your data, your government servers, your basic Aadhaar, your PAN card, your identity documents, your citizenship, your medical documents, your own personal details, your mobile phones, your laptops, your computers, your smart TV, smart watches. So everything is connected to something called World Wide Web in one way or the other. Can we do away with it? The answer is no, because we have been used to technology. The technology has made our life much easier. So we are traveling in the direction. So today there is a hacking group called CyberforceX, which claims to be an Indian high cyber hacking group. So these guys have done something which is in a way, I would say, spectacular. In a way, it sounds really scary. We know 7 of our soldiers, naval officers, have been arrested, and in a very opaque and untransparent way of things, Qatar has given them a first instance court. It's basically a magistrate level court, has given them a death sentence a month before. We had expressed our shock and grief, and then the MEA met the affected families. They have been pursuing with Qatar. We clearly told that this was an arm twisting method to kind of make India do some anti-Israel things. We abstained from the voting. You remember in the UN General Assembly. So it's a geopolitical move which we could see. There is no transparency. Spying charges, espionage charges, you need to give them some proof. So nothing has been given as of now. The charge sheet, the basic law of natural justice, that doesn't exist in Qatar, because the royal family decides everything. So now this CyberforceX have launched a massive cyber attack on various government agencies of Qatar. So you can look at this picture. So let's look at this in detail. Now, this CyberforceX claims to be an Indian hacking group. So they have given a data leak. They have done DDoS attack. We have already spoke about DDoS attack, how it works. So let's see one by one. Now, the statement says, Qatar, your misdeeds have not gone unnoticed. Prepare yourself for the wrath of the Indian cyber force is about to descend upon you. We shall unleash a storm of cyber attacks that will leave your systems in ruins. Our vengeance knows no bounds, and we shall make sure you feel the full force of our power. Your secret court proceedings and unjust sentences of the Indian Navy personnel shall not go unanswered. Tremble, Qatar, for the consequences of your actions shall be devastating. Brace yourself, for the darkest fears are about to come into a reality. Now, this is the warning. Why are we doing this? It's clear we are taking a vengeance, we are taking a revenge for an unfair justice that was delivered to our naval personnel in Qatar. So that's the crux of it. That's a threat declaration. So all these guys have become very professional now. They tell you why are they doing it. Is it for money? Is it for ransom? Is it a revenge? Or is it just to show that, boss, I am here? So here it's clearly a act of revenge. Now let's see what have they done exactly. So they have hacked a government website which has got very, very sensitive data. Now this government website is not used by the common public, common Qataris. This is a kind of government to government employees. They log in and then they exchange emails, they exchange data, the regular documents and stuff which any government will do as part of their governance. So that has been hacked, and they have taken samples of it which contains details of the communication, projects, email IDs, names and personal details of the most of the government officers. So 3-4 of this data has been published. They said this is just a sample. If we want, we can do more. Just a very sample flavor of it. Now you can understand the gravity of it. Now you clearly know what data we possess. Now it's clear. I've shown you, boss, I got this. You better know now what data I have got. Second is the data leak. Now data leak, they have hacked into a government establishment which is supposed to be a high sensitive zone. They have hacked into their CCTV networks, close secured TV networks, and they have captured images and videos. So they were able to get into the building sitting somewhere, and they were able to take the CCTV grabs from that Qatari CCTV system. Now we have an unauthorized access. So this document again has been published. So this unauthorized access is somebody is kind of trespassing into your home. So they have demonstrated that. They have given a proof of that as well. And then they have a Qatari shopping site which was completely defaced. So one is a data leak. They've gone into the system, they've stolen the data, they're showing the sample of those data, few data of it, and then they say we are capable of stealing your data and leaking it. Second, we can enter access unauthorized in any of your system, and imagine something like a CCTV. It's really very, very sensitive, and that too in a government establishment. Third is like we can destroy. Now in a physical combat, we destroy a tank, we destroy an airport, we're an airbase, we destroy something. There is a physical destruction which happens. What happens online? So there is a website of there, a very popular e-commerce website of Qatar, Al-Anish. It's a retail chain, something like a Big Bazaar or a Reliance. Those website has been hacked and they have completely defaced it. It's kind of, they made a mess out of it. Now they have put up a flag. You can see this in the picture. The site has been hacked by Indian Cyber Force. Qatar, be aware that your wrongful actions have been duly observed. The clandestine nature of your court proceedings and the unjust sentencing of Indian Navy personnel shall not remain unaddressed. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Now, this is just a sample of it. And now another thing, they have gone into the QCAA secure server accounts. So they've gone into a secure server. Secure server clearly indicates that it has some level of security. It has a cyber defense. It has a firewall. So they're able to breach into the firewall, pick up the data, and they've picked up data as early as last week. So last 2 weeks. So those data have been published online, and they also carried out a DDoS attack. We also know that you have a website, you sell something online, or even a personal blog kind of a personal website. If 10 lakh or millions of people log in at the same time, it's going to collapse. That's a typical DDoS attack in a layman term. So they have done that as well. And then there is a government site which is e-commerce, ecommerce.gov.qa. QA is Qatar, gov is government, Qatari government, and then e-commerce. So it's a government e-commerce site that has again been defaced and that has been completely collapsed. And the e-commerce per se has a lot of products built in it, and you can go click order and add quantity, go to the cart, payment, and checkout. Now they have completely hacked the system, and they say there is no stock available. So this was down for almost 48 hours. Now you can understand the scale of this cyber attack which these guys have done. So there is a private e-commerce site which has been hacked. The private enterprise will always have a firewall. They spend for their cyber defense. They spend for their data security. There are a lot of systems in place. So nothing has saved the Qataris. It literally had they just had a walkover of all this. Now, all this has been done as an act of revenge against Qatar. Now, the same group also claims to do one thing which is very, very sensational. The first instance court, a Qatari court has pronounced this sentence. They were able to breach into the security of the court's website, and they were able to deface the court's website and to take those officers' detail and post it online. Now, this is a bit more sensitive affair. Now, the same cyber group has given a solid blow as a counter action. Now, all the cyber groups fight among each other. It's like a gang war. It's an online gang war. So there is a Bangladeshi cyber group which keeps on, it keeps on doing one attack or the other in the Indian government websites, the private ones. In fact, you could remember a couple of years back, a party like BJP's official site was hacked. In Tamil Nadu, I think DMK's, their party's, the newspapers, Facebook page was hacked, and then some porn and all was getting. So this is a very kind of a thug of war kind of a thing. So this guy is trying to prove who's good. So the Bangladeshi's court website has been hacked, and they have put that India CyberforceX has hacked you. This action is because that your cyber army has done this to us. So, act of revenge, it may be ransom, it may be anything, but India CyberforceX seems to be acting more on act of revenge, or there is a way that, tell the governments of the other countries that we can also hit you. So, let's understand the context of it. Couple of months before, it is alleged that China has done 2 massive cyber attacks in India. One is India's electricity grid was brought down and Mumbai was without power for many hours. Now, this is quite a serious thing. If you are able to sit somewhere remotely in China and you are able to get down the electricity grid of India, the national grid of India, it's quite a serious affair. It causes more damage than the conventional warfare. Cyber warfare, it looks so easy, hacking a website, what's the big deal, we can build a new one. No, it's not that. It is serious. It creates a lot of cost, it creates havoc. Similar attack was done on AIIMS OPD system, the outpatient department per se, they have a software, they come, the patients fill up their details, they enter it, they give a patient ID, it goes to a particular doctor. The entire hospital works on the system. That was hacked, and OPD couldn't function for 2 days. Now, these are all the sample attacks in a kind of a peace scenario. Everything is peaceful. We are not actually at war with any country right now. Imagine what happens when you actually get into a kinetic war. Now, this is going to be the future warfare where you need to have the cyber defending capability, and also you need to have an offensive capability as well. Defending alone is not important. And this is a 24/7, 365-day-a-year affair, because what you had made today in terms of your defense may not work after a few hours, because the hackers eventually keep on innovating and they keep on breaching it. We saw in the latest iPhone saga where iPhone, everybody trusts, everybody believes that iPhone is the most secure phone in the world. Android is useless. We pay for that. We pay for the security. When I speak to my friends who are cyber experts who are in this industry, they say Android, to a good friend of mine, I would not take his name. He said, I asked him how much time it takes for you to, hack an Android phone. He says maybe 5 minutes. So how about an iPhone? He says 7 minutes. That's it. So we are connected. So this is a very important domain of future warfare. CyberforceX also hacked into a Pakistani solar company. So a lot of attacks comes in. It doesn't mean that our systems are secure. We had a major breach of, I think, the COVID vaccine data or the other, something related to that. One hacker has posted on the dark web. I have got 80 million of such data with me. So this is a sample of it. So it is not that everything what they claim is true. They sensationalize. It's a typical way any gangster would work. But the idea of this video is to tell people that to make us, our viewers and subscribers aware that yes, we do have some capability. Like China didn't owe up and say that we did the cyber attack on you. Similarly, Pakistan did owe up and say that we did the cyber attack on you. No government, no state will own this. Yes, we have done this. India Cyber4X is one of a group. We have 35, as you know, with the limited knowledge I have, I got to know around 30 to 40 odd groups who work 24 into 7, either attacking some other country or defending. One or the other way they are doing so. There is a war which is happening behind our side and which may directly or indirectly affect us as well, right? So it is not, the general perception is India's cyber defense is weak, we don't have a cyber offensive capability. Look at China, even rogue nations like Pakistan, Turkey has got much better this thing. So we don't have the capability. This video clearly shows, with all these evidences you can see, you can follow their Twitter ID as well. They are very much active. We do have the capability to do it. But as I said, quote unquote, no state owns it. Indian government officially had never endorsed we have such an agency doing something on our behalf, or we have a cyber army which does it directly. As no other country does it, why should we do it? So it's similarly this unidentified gunmen who go and operate. Ultimately, all the thread connects to one dot is that whoever has been shot down, beheaded, or taken down by the unknown gunman are basically anti-Indians. They are a serious threat to the sovereignty of the nation, to the security of this country. They are terrorist sympathizers, covert and overt, ground workers. So those people, similarly in the cyber domain, something of this is happening. Qatar now got a flavor of this Indian CyberforceX. Hope Qatar comes back to a normal relation with India. Have a decent and fair trial. That's the only way. Law of natural justice for any human being. It is needed. We wish and pray that our naval officers and sailor come back to India safely. Yes, we do have the cyber offensive capability. Thank you all. Jai Hind.